All right, now you finish your career. I guess some guys figure earlier than others when their time is up. And maybe you saw that you didn't want to work for Sunoco anymore, or maybe you just felt like you had your fill of playing, but you got into coaching. How did you get into coaching?
It was purely an accident. The journey I've traveled in life was never really planned out. A lot of it, I went down side roads and found success. But what happened when I finished Villanova in '60 with a BS in economics, and the best job opportunity I had was to go to work for Sunoco. I got drafted by the Philadelphia Warriors, and I went down and met with them. But the problem was that I met with Eddie Gottlieb, and they said, "Hey, we'll pay you $8,000 if you make the team." And that, and they had Chamberlain and Ayers and those guys. There was no way I was going to make that roster, and I never had a great desire to play in the pros anyway. So logic said to me, "Hey, let's start your career, go to work for Sunoco," which I did. And the longer I stayed at Sunoco, the more I began to feel like, hey, I could have done this job right out of high school. A lot of it was just common sense work, but the people were great. It was a wonderful opportunity for me to as an entry position into the world of business. And subsequently later on, a lot of the things I learned there were beneficial to me. While I was doing this, Jack Kraft, who was the head coach at Villanova, was always saying, "Well, hey, why don't you come and work for me at Villanova as an assistant coach?"
Even though he was not your coach.
No, my coach was Al Severance. Right. But Al coached 1 year after I left, and then he retired and went on to teach in the law school. So what happened was, finally I decided, okay, I'll do it, but I'll do it on a part-time basis. And so really I might have been the first part-time assistant in the history of college basketball, because I kept the job for that following year with Sun Oil, and then during my off time I worked with Villanova, and I primarily and even though we didn't have the connotation in those days, I was probably the first recruiting coordinator, because that was my primary focus, was to recruit. But as I said, I never grew up. I'm always fascinated when I hear people say, "Oh, when I was 6 years old, I knew I was going to be a broadcaster or a doctor." When I was 6 years old, I probably wanted to be a cowboy. Yeah, I probably wanted to be a cowboy or something. So it was just accidental that I got into coaching, but I made the right move at the right time.